She said, who rocks the house? Free teens rock the house. Well, if you're free and you know it, clap your hands. If you're free and you know it, clap your hands. I ask you tonight to allow the substance that you earned from free teens. See, I usually ask the crowd, if you're a leader and you know it, clap your hands. I love when young people are saying, I'm raising the bar tonight. I'm raising the standards. And I'm not settling for what my town or what my friends have told me that I have to settle for. And I'm certainly not going to be corny if I tell you no.
All right.
You know, see, when I was 13 and 14 years old, I was not a free teen. I was a frisky teen. When I was 13 and 14 years old, I was literally being consumed by my environment. I was allowing things that I thought was good for me to get inside of me. I had no self-esteem, none. I did not care about myself because if I did, I would not allow Raheem and Mo Love and Born Out Loud to get any of this. Y'all with me, team? Y'all feel me, right? Every time I would hear Luther.
Well, go ahead.
Every time I would hear Mary J. Blige and Faith Evans and all of those singers sing to me about what I'm going to do to you when I get home tonight, I was not exercising wisdom. But when I look at this particular segment of my life, or this chapter of my life, walking into a facility that's stating free teens, you know what? Let me tell you something to the people that are pioneering this thing. See, a plan or a vision without a plan is just an illusion. I'm so glad that I'm here tonight, not walking into an illusion, but walking into something that was founded on promise. This is just promise being pregnated or pregnant promise, and then you give deliverance to the promise, and then you have a whole lot of young people coming up here to put a seal on the promise, stating that I will not be second to none, but I am first numero uno. Ever too old to practice abstinence. Abstinence doesn't just necessarily mean being sex-free. You gotta free your life from things, places, people. You gotta free your life from everything that is not good for you. Everything that will infect your life and cause you to go through I need you. Can I just be with you tonight? What you mean you ain't coming over tonight? Things that cause you to forget about yourself.
All right.
See, I'm here to tell you tonight, if we would not, and I know because I'm only 26 years old, if I would have never got distracted, if I would have never got caught up in looking at things that were not good for me, God only knows where I would be right now. But I'm so glad that I'm not what I used to be, but I'm stressing and pressing towards what I'm trying to be, and I'm moving and saying, you know what, it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's not easy, but it's worth it. It's hard to press. You know what? I work a lot with a lot of young people, so excuse me, us older folks, if I go in their direction. You know, I'm so happy to be here. It's an honor and a privilege for me because, see, some of our young people right now are allowing songs like the thong song to dictate their behavior. So, see, if you can go to a basketball game and have a post-party, you should be celebrating tonight, parents, that you are actually able to witness your children standing before you saying, I am working towards excellence. I am working towards a standard. I'm not going to settle for mediocrity. I'm not going to settle and say I'm little Kimber Foxy Brown or this one DMX or that one. But I'm saying tonight that I am a free teen. And because I am a free teen, that means that, guess what? I'm going to look peer pressure in the face and say, I don't think so. Not today. I'm sorry, but you have the cooties. Y'all with me, young people? As a person practicing to excel and to stop at you know what? I tell young people this all the time. When you go in a room, somebody should say to you, something different about you. I don't know what it is. I can't tell really what, but there's something about you, young lady. There's something about you, young man. You don't fit in. I find that when you practice abstinence, you become an individual. I find that when you practice abstinence, you become a unique individual that stands out from just the average or the norm. I find that when you practice abstinence, that everybody can see the greatness emerging in you, even yourself when you look in the mirror sometimes. Sometimes I gotta encourage myself, baby, you look good today. All right? I'm gonna tell you right now, that looks nice on you. When you practice abstinence, you don't settle for you straighten yourself up. And on your worst day, you walk that walk. On your worst day, when you practice abstinence, that means you can see. I can see. See, I can see now. I couldn't see when I was inside the stuff. You know, when everything was around me and you know, every time he called me, I said, okay, I don't really want to, but okay. You gonna go to this club? Yeah, what I'm gonna wear? Hoochie clothes? You gonna cut class today? Uh-huh. You want to smoke some weed today? Uh-huh. You know, so-and-so goes with him. But if you want him, you can have him. Uh-huh. But when you step out that zone, that circle, and you start looking at yourself, see, I had to look at myself differently. Because see, guess what? When you do good, listen to me, young people, when you excel for greatness and your mind is fixated on greatness and purpose, and you know that there's something inside of you that's calling you to a higher level, and when you recognize that, the people that you hang out with won't accept that. Because see, people love misery. Misery loves company. And every time they doing bad and you trying to do good, it's a crab mentality. They want to, here you are climbing out the pit. I'm getting out of this thing. And they grabbing you down and pulling you down, and they don't want to help you. I find this. Whenever I was doing bad, I found a whole lot of people to do bad with. But whenever I made the decision to do right, nobody was in my corner to support me. I said, guess what, Yvonne? You will not be stuck on stupid forever. Get up out of this situation, climb up out of this pit, move back to the top of the lid on the barrel, and get your honey out and practice abstinence. Abstinence is a big topic. Nobody likes to talk about that. Oh, it's easy to say, use a condom, take some pills, and all that other stuff. That is a snare. Because they don't tell you about the other things. See, it's an emotional thing that attaches you to something when you're trying to get out of it. Being with someone or being intimate with something that's no good for you is a stronghold. Y'all realize that, right? And that's for everybody. Being intimate with something that is not good for you is a stronghold. What it does is it entangles you. It's like a deep web, and it just gets thicker and thicker and thicker. You ever try to get away from somebody and you wanted to do it, but you couldn't do it because you always kept going back to it, and every time you went back to it, it was worse than it was. It started out good for a little while, and then when you went back into, oh, I promise, I won't do it no more. Okay. Get in it. Baby, I'm sorry. I don't want to hear that. You told me before that you wasn't going to. But you can't get out. What happens? Your emotions are involved. Your mind is involved. You don't even have to be involved physically. That's just what happens when you are attracted or inside or engulfed in peer pressure. That's just what happens when you are intertwined with things that you have no business being intertwined with. It was designed to destroy us. But I'm here to tell you, I serve notice to the flaws in our life. I serve notice to the strongholds in our life. I serve notice to the things in our life that is hindering us from being great. I serve notice from everything that's in our life that's stopping us from getting to point A or leaping and going deeper and deeper into the things that are designed for us. Because it's simple as this. Look at the person next to you and say, wake up. Wake up. Say, it's not easy, but it's worth it. See, I'm going to be free. We're going to be free. And we're all in this together. Now turn to him and say, we're in this together. You're not in here by yourself. See, I can't tell you everything, but there's something that you don't need to know. But guess what? Harbored in my heart, there's some things that I need to be free of. And it's not just being free as a team, but it's free, mentally free, emotionally free. My inner man needs equipped to do. I tell my young people all the time, you are pregnant with greatness. You are pregnant with greatness. You haven't even seen anything yet. You know how it is, ladies, when we have babies, right? And it's hurting us. And we pregnant and everything's swollen and you try to walk, your body doesn't look good anymore to you, and you sometimes get down on yourself and you cry for no apparent reason. Your emotions are flaring, and even though you may have a mate, you're still lonely, and certain things transpire when you're pregnant. But once you give birth, you forget about everything that happened during those 9 months of pregnancy, right? That's just how our young people are right now. They're pregnant, and we are the midwives. We're the ones that's going. Baby, don't worry about it. You won't remember none of this stuff. You won't remember. After you give birth to that promise, after you give birth to that degree, after you give birth, don't you even worry about it. You'll forget all about him. You'll forget all about her. Once you start, y'all with me, right? When you're pregnant with promise or you're pregnant with greatness, that means that if you're around, if you're in the room, and if you're watching your teenagers going through the motions, my back hurt, oh, she get on my nerve, why she always got to talk about me? I know I may not have the best this or the best that, but at least I have this. You're supposed to be there encouraging, baby, don't give up. I know it's difficult. Mama been there, I done been. Listen, you'll forget all about this. Just keep pressing, study hard. Don't go out tonight. Don't. Abstinence. Leader, and you know it, clap your hands. If you're free and you know it, clap your hands. If you're free and you know it, don't forget nothing I said, even though I speak really, really fast. Keep it hidden in your fertile heart and take it out to your communities and dispense it to other teenagers and adults just alike that need information to encourage them and excel them and thrust them to the next level. Be blessed. I love you so much. Thanks for having me. God bless you.